I'm guessing the Summer Walker album is dropping before Thanksgiving. My main question as of right now, how involved was Sean Garrett, the pen, the legend Sean Garrett? How involved would he be with this album? He was heavily involved with Still Over It. Top of the Top, episode 266, Stash House Podcast. Your boy Tyler checking in. First time listeners, thank y'all for tuning in. If you tune in weekly, salute. And there's just an episode, some topics you may want to hear about. Thank you for tuning in as well. Podcast available on all streaming platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Subscribe to your preferred platform. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like this video as well on YouTube. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Check out this show. All love is greatly, greatly appreciated. Hope everyone had a safe week, safe weekend. Do the same this upcoming week. We got things to talk about in music this week and in wrestling. We got Summer Walker, new single, Heart of a Woman from her upcoming album. I want to talk about some things with that. Also, Tyler, the Creator, he dropped a new album early this week, Monday, October 28th. So his approach been talked about for the past few weeks. I want to touch on that a little bit. And also in the wrestling world, we got the Crown Jewel event going down this weekend. I want to talk about some storylines and get my predictions for that as well. So sit back, relax, enjoy. So to start things off, we're talking about Summer Walker. Like I said, over the weekend, she dropped her first single from her upcoming album, Finally Over It. I want to say that's the confirmed name. I've been seeing multiple names floating around, but I want to say that's the official name, Finally Over It. And I'm also hearing it's the end of the trilogy. We got Over It in 2019. We got Still Over It in 2021. And hopefully by the end of 2024, we get Finally Over It, the new single, Heart of a Woman. It was teased months ago, and everybody knew what to expect. If you're a fan of Summer Walker, you heard that snippet. It gave you, I heard Toni Braxton vibes. I heard, what's another name that was floating around? I heard Aaliyah vibes. The snippet, the preview, along with the release of the song, it all went well. No complaints from me in terms of the song. I do got a feeling, though, with the song she released, when she previewed it, the label probably was like, damn, now we got to go with this as the first single, because it was a situation where if she would have came up with another song or this song didn't sound as good as the preview, people were just sitting and waiting on this Heart of a Woman song. So she built that fan base up to where when she dropped a snippet or a preview and it sounded good, the fans want it. Like I was seeing it all on Twitter and TikTok for the past couple months. I said, yeah, whenever she drop it, she got one. And this song, definitely great to listen to, R&B vibes. Now, if you're asking yourself, Tyler, you don't never talk about just one song from an artist. What else you got to talk about with Summer Walker? Well, like I said, it's leading up to Finally Over It, the new album. And Summer Walker track record, whether it's an EP or an official album, she does deliver. She's one of few women in R&B I get excited for when I see a new album is on the way. I'll say Summer Walker, Alex Isley, Snow Allegra. I'll throw in Ari Lennox, and I'll throw in Victoria Monet. Like when those women announce they got an album, like a song here and there is cool. Snow Allegra been dropping songs for the past couple of years. Alex Isley, I was waiting on her album for the longest before it came out a few years ago. Ari Lennox also just dropped a new record over the weekend as well. But when they say I got an album coming, I know they're going to deliver. Whether it's the content, I know they're going to give something for the women and for the men, their vocal ability, and just overall song making. Like, it's cool you can sing very well. It's cool you talking about this in your records, but overall, it's the song good. And these women deliver. And Summer Walker is definitely on top of my list in that aspect. My main question going into the album, if I had to make a guess, I'm guessing the Summer Walker album is dropping before Thanksgiving. My main question as of right now, how involved was Sean Garrett, the pen, the legend Sean Garrett? How involved would he be with this album? He was heavily involved with Still Over It. And that conversation was going on for the longest when Over It came out in 2019. She came back with Still Over It. Many people were saying they think Still Over It was better than Over It. Me personally, I'm still a heavy Over It guy. Still Over It is great. I think the involvement of Sean Garrett on that album made the content a little bit more mature. I'll say, like, you got the No Love song with SZA that I love, the Throwaway, Circus, Constant Bullshit, the track with Amarion, like, still over it. You can tell, okay, you got somebody who knows, not to say that people beforehand didn't know what they were doing, but Sean Garrett, the pen, is a different type of R&B writer. You talking about the guy that made Yeah, Usher Yeah, Chris Brown, Run It, Chris Brown, Wall to Wall, numerous Beyonce songs, just numerous songs from different R&B artists in general. Like, I can't go down his list of credentials right now, but do your research on Sean Garrett. And it made me think back to the Usher concert because, you know, Usher, Jermaine Dupri, Brian Michael Cox, Jonte Austin, and it made me think, because y'all know for the past few years, people been saying R&B is not the same, R&B is dead, and you had bruh who, you know, Diddy, who came out with the Love album, and you got different artists, Brent in the midst, Bryson in the midst, Summer Walker, Alice Eyes. You got different artists that's been in the midst for the past few years, Division, different artists been in the midst trying to change that narrative. But in terms of just the simple lyrics, the content, I always ask myself, like, why don't, I get it, a lot of people want to be independent these days, I get it, budget-wise, I understand it, but Jermaine Dupri has showed recently, Ari Lennox a couple years ago with the Pressure record, this year, Money Long, Jermaine Dupri still is putting up numbers with relevant artists these days. Brian Michael Cox and Jermaine Dupri with the Division album a couple years ago, even though I did feel like it went under expectations, like I went back and listened to it over the weekend. I was like, yeah, if you tell me Division got an album and Brian Michael Cox and Jermaine Dupri are heavily involved, I'm expecting more than what we got. But they still in the midst. Jonte Austin, like I said, during the pandemic when him and Neo did the verses, I didn't realize he was one of my favorite writers. The Aaliyah, I Don't Wanna, the Trey Songz records, the Mariah Carey records. Jonte Austin still in the midst. They all be with Usher still while he's on tour. Like Usher, even though Usher is Usher at this point and he's doing his tour, he's still making sure the guys who been with him for the ride is still along. Like, hey, do my vocals sound right for the arena? Like, they still in the mix. So I was wondering, like, Summer Walker, she got Sean Garrett for her last album. How involved would he be for this album? And I hope they bring him back. And if not, bring in another, a Troy Taylor or something like that. Bring in one of these vets, one of these legends who know what they're doing when it comes to writing for R&B artists. Because, let's be honest, Over It, it was about a guy we probably don't know of, Summer Walker dealt with. Still Over It was about London on the Track, and he still was heavily involved with that album as well. And there's rumors, and if you just had to make a guess, Finally Over It probably be about Lil Meech. Because we had a situation where Lil Meech was caught on a Ring camera when he was dating Summer Walker. He was caught on the Ring camera, I think in Atlanta, going to another girl's apartment and then leaving out. And then he responded on the internet saying he's like, I was helping my cousin with her groceries. So, and she actually used a voicemail from Lil Meech when she previewed the single Heart of a Woman on IG. A voicemail Lil Meech left her. So I'm guessing this album will be about Lil Meech. And you got to give it to Summer Walker. She's not afraid to let people know this album is about this guy. This album is about this guy. It's not like, oh, I have different situations in my past. No, it's current situations. So I got to give Summer Walker credit about that. In R&B, we love a good vulnerable album. And I think we're going to get yet again another one from Summer Walker. She hasn't missed. She hasn't missed. Whether it's been an EP or an album, she hasn't missed. So I'm really looking forward to see what comes about this album. But mainly, 2 questions. 1, will we get it before Thanksgiving? And 2, how involved would Sean Garrett the pen be? That's my questions as of right now. And if I had to make a guess, they saying this the first single from the album. I love this song. I wouldn't be surprised she come back with the next single, something more for, I wouldn't say more for the women because this song is for the women. I just enjoy it a lot. But in terms of, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a Summer Walker, Megan Thee Stallion song. The last album, it was a Summer Walker JT song. So I wouldn't be surprised if she tap in with a Cardi B or something like that for, you know, the women movement going crazy right now. Been going crazy for the past few years. So I'm sure she's going to have a collab to where all the women are like, oh, we can't wait to hear what they got to say. So I'm looking forward to see how it play out for summer. And I'm just waiting on the album at this point. Also in music, we got Tyler the Creator, new album, CHROMAKOPIA. I hope I'm saying that correctly. CHROMAKOPIA. And like I said to start this episode, I'm recording before the album comes out because it comes out Monday, October 28th, 6 a.m. Eastern release. And I'm surprised to see people surprised that Tyler is dropping on a Monday. I'm like, y'all do realize artists can do what they want. A lot of these artists can do what they want. They just go into the realm of, oh, we got to drop on Fridays, which I'm cool with, but at the same time, fam, you can just drop an album any day of the week if you want to. That's how I feel. In terms of first week numbers, the only people that really care about, or should care, I'll say about first week numbers, is them folks in the office. That's the only people that should care about first week numbers. Me as a consumer, I'm not listening to an album saying, oh yeah, bro might do 50,000 this week. He might do over 100,000. You are crazy in the head if you listen to music with that mindset. And even Tyler said it. He was like, fans asking him why. He was like, fam, just go to sleep. And when you wake up, listen to the album. Don't lose your sleep staying up until 6 o'clock on the East Coast, 3 o'clock on the West Coast. Because that's what people do on Fridays. They wait till Thursday or whatnot. They wait till midnight for Friday. They wait for the album to drop. And album come out midnight. They got their whole summary of the album by 3 a.m. It's like, fam, it's midnight. It's like you go to sleep, dog. So I understand that. I'm not mad at this at all. Tyler, I'm positive he does not care about first week numbers. He's going to do what he's going to do. This man got brand deals. This man got a sold out festival yet again. I don't know what number. I want to say maybe 10-year anniversary of Camp Flawed and all, maybe more than that. Tyler got numerous things going on. And this is the approach I love to see artists who can do what they want, do what they want. Like, fam, Friday release, we get it. You got the weekend to listen to it. Either way it go, you're going to have your opinion. You're going to see people before 9 a.m. Monday give a whole summary of this Tyler album. But just the approach, I really respect it. Like, fuck the numbers, fuck what the label want, fuck those offices, man. I can do what I want, and that's exactly what I'm about to do. Now, I don't have any expectation for this album. Like, he has dropped numerous songs over the week leading up to the album. I haven't listened to any of them fully. I just want to wait till I press play on the album because that's what Tyler is for me now. He's an album artist. Like, the songs here and there are cool, but I just know with Tyler, press play and just go into that zone that he take you in. And he also did an interesting thing as well. Sunday, October 27th, he's having a listening party at the Intuit Dome, the new Clippers arena, which I saw when they played the Phoenix Suns, I want to say last week. Looks crazy. That wall behind, that free throw line wall for the season ticket holders, that looks crazy. That's like a damn near college atmosphere. And y'all know the owner, he go crazy. So I really like what the Clippers doing. About time they got their own shit. That's the first thing. Like, about time. Like, I understand Lakers, Clippers. It always been a big brother, little brother thing. Like, I know you had Lob City and all that. It always been big brother, little brother with the Lakers and the Clippers. So good they got their own dome now, or arena, I'll say. But he's playing his listening party, and he's saying he's not performing. He's just going to be in the middle lip singing. And automatically people thought, okay, that's Kanye West influence because Kanye has been doing this since Donda. At first, I didn't understand it. I was like, why would you charge people? I think they charge people. I'm not sure. I think Tyler was like $5 if I'm not mistaken. I saw it on Instagram. But when Kanye first did it, I was like, damn, I'm thinking, something about to happen. You got celebrities coming. He was in Atlanta at the time, supposedly staying in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. At the time, I didn't understand it, but as the years gone, because that's all Kanye do now. He don't even do concert. He just playing his album, whether it's Vultures or Donda, whatever. He just playing it, and the fans in the arena, either they know the song or they just listening to understand what's going on. And it's a cool experience. I ain't gonna lie, it's a cool experience because y'all know Kanye, he the type, the song you hear now might not be the same song you hear later this week. And Tyler doing that, I think that would be dope. I would like to see like the whole Odd Future link up, like the whole conglomerate linked up. That would be dope as well. I'm also hearing no features on this album. And that's all I can say because, like I said, I'm recording before the album come out. I have more of a thought process as the week go on. But I really enjoy this Tyler approach that he's doing with this album. It's different, but at the same time, He's just doing what he want to do. And people are so surprised about how the album rollout is going. I'm like, he announced an album. He dropping a couple songs leading up to the album. He announced that he got something for the fans. And the album coming out. Like, I understand nowadays people so, what's the best word I could think of? People are so used to, I'll say, artists, y'all got an album coming out, then it don't come out. Yo, I'm teasing the album never comes. Yo, I'm doing this, it go change. I understand fans, not being used to the norm in the music industry, but this is the norm. Like, that's how we grew up. Hey, go to 106 & Park, go to Rap City, the album come out, whoop-de-whoop. You got a mixtape, you announce the mixtape come out. So, in the age of teasing music so much, I'll say, I understand why fans will be skeptical, but Tyler doing what Tyler's supposed to do. And his track record speaks for itself. So shout out to Tyler, Creator. Shout out to Summer Walker as well. Also, some new albums that were announced that I'm looking forward to. Westside Gunn, he has 2 albums coming out. 11, the mixtape 11, and Still Praying. Y'all know what Westside Gunn does. I'm looking forward to that. Lil Uzi Vert, Eternal Atake 2. He had Eternal Atake 1 in 2020. The Pink tape, or the Pink album that came out a couple years ago, I really didn't care for. And with this Eternal Atake 2, of course, I'll probably talk about it more as we get closer to the date or whatever, maybe. But I think Uzi got to get away from that era of Lil Uzi. I said that with the last album. Like, Eternal Tape was good, but the Pink tape, or the Pink album, whatever it was called, I think he took several steps backwards. Like, Eternal Tape felt like, okay, this Uzi, he probably leave this era alone, but fam, we not in 2016 no more, man. We not in 2017 no more. Nobody really trying to hear that. If anything, look at what Playboi Carti doing. He changed it up so much throughout the past few years. Uzi got to do the same, man. We done with that. Unless Uzi just want to keep going to his shows and seeing 15, 16-year-old kids. If they paying customers, I understand it, but come on, dog. We not in 2017 no more. So I'm very intrigued to see how this Lil Uzi Eternal Atake 2 goes. And Earth Gang also dropping the album early this week on the Tuesday, Perfect Fantasy. And they been on the timeline a little bit with the whole J. Cole record a few weeks ago, because it was word that people in Dreamville was talking down on Kendrick at the Dreamville Fest. So they've been speaking up a lot, saying it's been taken out of context. We love TDE. We love our folks over that way. Whoop-de-whoop. So Earth Gang still in the midst. And I also saw on Instagram, they said this is their first independent album. So I'm not sure how involved Dreamville was with this. That's the automatic what people think. They don't think about the label Dreamville is signed under. They think it's just Dreamville. But it seems they independent now. This is their first independent project. They're saying they wanted to test the water, see what all goes into the independent grind. And they think this is the route they want to go. And like I said before, a lot of artists are choosing to go that independent route, because unless you just come out with a smash or a loyal fan base, it's best to just go independent, man, instead of being stuck in a bad contract. So I totally understand that. So in terms of music, like I said, Summer Walker, new single, Heart of a Woman, leading up to the new album. Numerous questions about the album as of right now, but my main one, how involved with Sean Garrett, the PNB. Tyler, the Creator, CHROMAKOPIA came out early this week. If you check it out already, let me know your feedback. I'll get back to y'all on that. I love the new approach, though. I love the approach. Do what you want to do, Tyler. You earned the right to do so. And also some upcoming albums. Like I said, Westside Gunn. He got 2 of them on the way, Lil Uzi and Earth Gang. So to wrap things up, we'll talk about the Crown Jewel event going down this Saturday, 1 p.m. start time. So it's one of those Saturdays for me. We got the big Ohio State, Penn State game at noon, and this at 1 p.m. So y'all know where I'll be couch locked. So start things off, like I said a few weeks ago with Hell in a Cell. I haven't been paying too close attention to the product, honestly. Like in terms of 8 p.m. Monday Night Raw, that's what I'm watching. Friday, SmackDown, that's what I'm watching. That's not the case. That's not the case at all. I've been paying attention more on Facebook and Instagram, if anything. I do want to shout out Motor City Machine Guns, Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley. They've been on the independent scene for a long time. They've been in TNA for a long time. They finally made the jump to the big mainstream, the big stage. of WWE, and they got the tag team titles. Only their third match. They had the second match minutes before the third match, and they won the tag team titles. So congratulations to those guys. I've been seeing they grind for years. As much as I talk about AJ Styles as my introduction to TNA, I'll be crazy not to mention Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley because, like I said, back in the day, it's crazy. That's 20 years ago now. 2004, my 6th grade year. Like I say all the time, I used to record TNA Impact because I'm in the South, so we had Fox Sports South that'll show TNA, I want to say at 3 o'clock on Fridays, but of course, I was coming home from school, so I would miss it live. So I had the VHS tape and record the 30-minute episodes of TNA Impact. I did that for like 4 or 5 months. Kid you not. I had VHS tapes, nothing but TNA Impact episodes. And one of the first matches I remember was Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles teaming up to wrestle Abyss and Alex Shelley. That one, Abyss and Alex Shelley was a tag team, and Chris Sabin was always known as the X Division guy, which was their version of the Cruiserweight division. So I've been seeing these guys grind for a long time, and it's dope to see them make that jump and get the belts put on them. It's clear what Triple H's goal is when he signed wrestlers from other promotions. We're just going to put the belt on you. We saw it with Ethan Page and NXT with Shawn Michaels. We're seeing it here, and that seems to be the goal, and that's not a bad selling point for future wrestlers when their contracts are up and he want to negotiate. But at the same time, if I'm a Street Profit, if I'm a DIY, whatever the case, different tag teams, I will feel away because it's like, damn, Street Profits, y'all, they've been in the midst for a minute now. We thought they was going to break up. DIY, they known to break up here and there, so I wouldn't be surprised if that leads to Ciampa and Gargano match again because that's just what they do when they lose the belts. When they lose opportunities, I'll say, to win the belts. But shout out to Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, Motor City Machine Guns. Also, I've been keeping up with everything Bloodline related, of course. Roman Reigns, the new Bloodline led by Solo, the Usos reuniting as well. I'm guessing that's going to lead to something at War Games, but we saw that coming a mile away. And everything else on this card, let's talk about the card in general. Crown Jewel always just struck me as a money grab. We're going to give you the safe matches. Nothing crazy is going to happen. Nothing that's going to change storylines or nothing like that. But in the past few years, it seemed like they had talks of like, okay, we get it. We're going to give y'all a great show. We're going to give y'all what y'all want. But at least give us 2 matches to have it still like, okay, this is not just a random match put together. Now, not to jump ahead, but the whole champion versus champion in the men and women's, I don't agree with because that always struck me as, okay, you're saying this champion is more superior than that champion. You're saying this show is more superior than that show. And who knows which way they go with both of the matches, but that's just one thing I never really agreed with. They got the new belt, the Crown Jewel belt, but I never agree with the champion versus champion when it comes to 2 different brands. I never really liked that. I don't know why. Even when NXT did the whole takeover thing with Survivor Series a few years ago, I was like, okay, I get it. You want to build up NXT because they had the whole situation where the plane and all that. The way all that came about, I get it, but I just never liked the brand versus brand. Let's be doing like a Royal Rumble or something like that, but I don't know. That's just me. But let's talk about this card, though. First match, we got Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. This feud has been building for the past month or so. We had the Kevin Owens. He turned on Cody Rhodes. I want to say after Hell in a Cell event, if I'm not mistaken, backstage on a quote-unquote fan phone recording. You do with that information as you will. But that led to Kevin Owens and Randy Orton getting into a situation, and something similar happened to Randy Orton. And what had me scratching my head about this match, so Randy Orton, he been asking, I want to face Kevin Owens with the whoop. And they've been denying it. Triple H denied it. Nick Aldis been denying it. So then Triple H comes out on SmackDown, because I did catch SmackDown this past Friday. He comes out and tells Randy Orton, hey, man, Kevin Owens, he's not the same guy. He's dangerous, whoop, whoop. And I'm like, fam, you talking to Randy Orton. 1, your protege. Y'all was in Evolution together. And 2, the guy who was with you in the Authority. And 3, we just know how Randy Orton has been his whole career. He's been the Legend Killer. He's been the Viper. He was the bald-headed Randy Orton in 2009. Like, it's clips of Randy Orton being one of the biggest heels in wrestling history. Probably behind Triple H is Randy Orton. And I'm just saying that strictly because Randy Orton is Triple H's protege. But Randy Orton has an argument, a valid argument, as top 3, maybe top 2 heels ever. The only difference is Randy Orton, he'll be face. Of course, this later part of his career, he's been a face. But when Randy Orton was a heel, he was a heel. So I didn't understand. I'm like, you telling me Kevin Owens, Randy Orton should be afraid of Kevin Owens? And I get it. Back injury. He's not the same Randy Orton as a few years ago. But don't talk to Randy Orton as if he can't tap into that zone to where he's the Viper again. Like, come on now. I get it, Kevin Owens, he's the brawler. I understand it, but let's not act like we don't know who Randy Orton was and what he could be still in this point in his career. So this approach, I was like, I didn't agree with it. Because I'm like, we know who Randy Orton is. So all in all, Randy Orton really hasn't been winning a lot in these PLEs, if any, outside of that War Games. I'll go Randy Orton. Give Randy Orton the win. I understand you got to put guys over and whatnot. Give Randy Orton the win because y'all just disrespecting him at this point. Give Randy Orton the win. Next match, we got Seth Rollins going against Bronson Reed. They've been building Bronson Reed up on Raw for the past year or so, I'll say. And it's time to just let him go into that mode. He took out Seth Rollins a few months ago. Seth Rollins came back, cost him a match. So this rivalry been building. We figured it was going to lead to this eventually because, like I said, Bronson Reed took out Seth Rollins with numerous top rope splashes. So I'm glad they finally got this going. Give it to Bronson Reed, man. I'm going with Bronson Reed in this match. Seth Rollins, CM Punk. That's all I'm waiting for in terms of Seth Rollins. So give Bronson Reed this W. We got a women's tag match. We got the champions, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, going up against Damage Control, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane. Also, we got Piper Niven and Chelsea in the midst. And we got the NXT girls. We got Lash Legend and Shakara Jackson. It's a monumental match because overseas, I think they're in, Saudi Arabia, if I'm not mistaken, for Crown Jewel. The women, y'all know they can't show body or nothing like that. Can't show their stomach, thighs, so they're all going to be covered up. But to have 8 women in a match, that's going to be dope to see. And I'm going with... do you start the Jade Cargill Bianca situation now, or do you give it to the NXT girls? Like, it's a hot potato champion. Y'all know how I feel about the women's tag titles. It's a hot potato belt. Damn, I'll go with Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. Give it to the NXT girls. It's a hot potato belt. Like, what you want me to say? So I'm going with Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson on that. U.S. title match, we got L.A. Knight, Carmelo Hayes, and Andrade in the triple threat match. Of course, I saw this coming. They had the Andrade, Carmelo Hayes, best of 7. They had match 7. L.A. Knight ruined it, so that's going to lead to a triple threat match. L.A. Knight title reign hasn't been much. It hasn't been too much. I mean, I'm happy he got the belt. It was a big pop. But it hasn't been much to really, go crazy over. Damn it, give it to Carmelo Hayes. Because I really, this Crown Jewel event, it's like I haven't been tuned in, so I'm saying give it to Carmelo Hayes. Let him win triple threat match. Let him pin Andrade or let Andrade pin Carmelo Hayes. That lead to a LA Knight rematch. But I'm going to go with Carmelo Hayes just because champion versus champion for the Crown Jewel title. Women's, we got Liv Morgan going up against Nia Jax. And for what I've been seeing, because I see different tweets and different videos, of course, a lot of people think this match is going to lead to a women's War Games match. And I thought about it. I said, damn, I forgot they do have a women's War Games as well, and not just the men. So, you got Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley situation still. You got Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton situation still. This can go either way, honestly. And I don't know what's the big deal about the Crown Jewel title. I guess it's just another title to have so people can purchase probably. Sheesh, I don't know where to go with this match because it could be interference from both sides. You know what I'm saying? It could be interference from both sides. Let's go Nia Jax. Let's go Nia Jax. It can go either way, though. This one match, I really don't know what can happen. And in the men's, Cody Rhodes going up against Gunther. Personally, I want Gunther to win. That goes without saying. I want Gunther to win. That's my guy. But it can go either way. Of course, Cody Rhodes is the guy, so him having 2 belts would be crazy, but also having Gunther with 2 belts would be crazy. And I love what Gunther said on SmackDown. I love it. Because, you know, Cody Rhodes always on this. Yo, I'm the champion. I do stuff the past champions don't do. I do every interview. I do every show. Whoop-de-whoop. And Gunther was like, I could do that. I just say no. I love that response. I could do all the interviews and all this press. I just say no to it. It wasting my time. Like, that's why. So I'm going with Gunther because Gunther my guy over Cody. But it can go either way. The Liv Morgan, Nia Jax can go either way. All these matches can go either way because, like I said to start with, I haven't been paying attention. But I enjoy wrestling so much. All I need is a short video of this week, that week, this week. I can figure out what I want to come up with. So my predictions for Crown Jewel, Randy Orton going up against Kevin Owens. I say give it to Randy Orton. Seth Rollins, Bronson Reed. I'm going with Bronson Reed. Women's tag match. I'm going with the NXT girls, Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. U.S. title match, triple threat. I'm going with Carmelo Hayes. Women's Crown Jewel title match. I'm going with Nia Jax. And the men's Crown Jewel title match. I'm going with Gunther. So this has been episode 266 of Stash House Podcast. Make sure you guys go out. Have a great work week, a great school week. Be safe. Be mindful of your surroundings. If you're traveling, be safe. Be aware of everything. If you're going out this weekend for Halloween, please, once again, be safe. Don't leave your drinks unattended. People crazy these days. All in all, just hope everyone been blessed. Hope everyone been in their right mind, minding y'all business, getting y'all money, take care of y'all family, take care of yourselves. Most importantly, keep me in your prayers. I'll do the same for y'all. Salute.